Starcom Unknown Space is a two-dimensional space travel game where you build ships that will then behave accordingly depending where the drives are, depending how massy they are, and you will have some fighting and you will have some exploration. The story is supposedly pretty good, and its predecessor, Starcom Nexus, which you don't need to know or play to play, well, Unknown Space, is pretty cheap right now. It's €4.09. Okay, it's very fucking cheap. You see it on screen, 75% off. And I just got Starcom Unknown Space. I mean, you see 4.3 hours here, but I didn't play it at all. I just launched it, and then I was distracted, and now I have a new television in front of me as my new monitor, and so forth and so on. And then I realized, oops, this thing is still playing. In the advanced version, so to speak, which we can consider Starcom Unknown Space to be, we even have to manage heat, because all the parts will generate heat. There need to be some holes there, you have to dissipate heat, so that's more advanced simulation. Yeah, and it's supposedly very good, and I'm gonna play this now. I have no experience with this thing yet. Also just bought Observation. My dear Holon, thank you for the suggestion of getting... where is it? Come on. Flight of Nova, which I've played to death and is fucking fun. How much have I played it? 50 hours. And by the way, if I haven't mentioned it yet, I have talked to the dev, and so I have an invitation for the next closed beta, like many others also, and I'm allowed to make videos about that, so I can show you the new stuff. I hope that will be soon, in a month or two, and that will be interesting. For example, flying to a new planet. Anyway, Flight of Nova was a tip that Holon gave me, as well as Railroad, which I will also keep playing later, not today. And Observation is another tip, and it's kind of like Soma. Maybe you know Soma. I believe it's by Night Dive Studios, which is really just a great experience from start to finish. It takes me 12 hours to play through, and I played it through twice, even though it was basically the same experience. You're kind of doing the same things, and it's one story journey. Anyway, an Observation is kind of like that, but it's only like 6 hours long. It's about, I believe, AI and evolution of intelligence and stuff like that. And is a game that is very spoiler sensitive, so I might be playing this at some point, but I will tell you that in that video. Don't watch this if you want to play this game, and you should play it yourself. It's currently pretty cheap. I mean, you can get it as a bundle, as part of the bundle for like $6. Anyway, so Starcom Unknown Space. Here we go. When you alt-tab out, the sound is gone, and that cannot be fixed. I tried everything. Maybe Special K with this game hacking tool, or whatever it really is, just downloaded it, didn't install yet, can do it. Okay, let's see here. Options. Already adjusted the volume. It is supposedly very controller friendly. Let's go. I haven't seen this yet at all. I'm curious. Commander's first name, Sam Ganymede, the Explorer. Yeah, let's go with that. I don't care. Let's just go into this. SCS Vessel the Explorer, Scout Class, Commanding Officer Ganymede, Sam, Commander 2nd Class, First Officer Avery Octavia, Lieutenant Commander, Standard Soul Date 266, whatever random fucking date this is. Actually, it looks like a human date, like we know them. Okay, 2641, that would be the year, like 400 years in the future. 600? Wait, 600. November. Priority medium, redacted for clearance. A service ship departing Maya Station struck debris at some place and sustained moderate damage to port forward deflector. So you will be managing some crew here, which will level up over time. So it's kind of a role-playing game with multiple people that you are controlling, while you're kind of the invisible pilot who controls it all. Can I zoom in? Oops, yes I can. You can review mission details as well as other ship information in the ship's console. Press Z to open the ship console. Yep, Z. German keyboard, so I have to indeed reach up there between T and U. An abandoned cargo hauler has spilled its content near Maya Alpha 2. This is inside the security zone of a Starcom base. We need to determine if there was anything hazardous. So that the environment would be polluted? It's in space, man. Okay. First officer notes. The cargo ship was spotted at this and this place. Near a gas giant. We should be able to find its manifest on board. Tracked on map. So let me just check the key bindings here. Where is Z? Yeah, thank you. Now it's Y. Because that's now at the left bottom. So I'm just using the WASD. QE doesn't do anything, but I believe that you can also place lateral thrusters, and then that will be relevant. Not sure yet. Space doesn't shoot or whatever. Oh, mouse, left mouse button does. Is this an arrow pointing to where I'm supposed to go? What does this mean? Aha, there we have a world. We cannot land on those. But there will be, well, screens where you can say, hello, survey the planet, and then it says, well, this happened, what do you want to do next? And then you have to decide. But that's just one part of the gameplay. You also have to construct ships, like I said. Supposedly very cool game. No anomalies detected. Space, shift, doesn't do anything, just WASD. Trying the numeric keys, nothing's happening. Trying the F keys. Oops, okay, something's happening there. That was F8 for feedback, F7 for I don't know, F6, F5, F5 saves. There's a disk here. I'm just unsure what I'm supposed to do. That's the point when some people get pissed off because it was right there on screen. Yeah, you were sitting there reading that. I was talking to you about the game. Okay, let's follow that arrow. I believe that's the way to go. We are closing on the vessel. Looks like there are several dozen containers loose. I suggest we approach with caution until we know what's in them. There's the ship, huh? Oh yeah, there's something. Cargo hauler, press X to investigate. Aha, I had to put the mouse there. Oh, that's fine. Alongside the disabled vessel, the explorer downloads the cargo manifest declaration. Cargo contents. Miscellaneous waste collected from regional Starcom bases, including abandoned personal effects, growing soil with heavy metal contaminants, non-recoverable technical equipment, deteriorating xenium from experiments classified caution extremely volatile, and investigation. We can destroy the containers with our plasma cannon. Again, I suggest keeping as much distance as possible. Use mouse to target and fire plasma cannon. Oh, there are multiple of these. So, we're starting with target practice and basic interactions. So if I'm closer, that will probably cause some damage. You can dismantle and rebuild and change your ship without punishment. There will not be like, well, you used this resource already, what are you doing? No, you will get the resource back by changing the structure. Do I have to shoot all of these? Really? It seems like a lot of busy work, man. just holding down the button at this moment. But it says, I'm getting a priority emergency beacon on the Starcom open hyperwaves from Maya station. They're asking and any nearby ships to report immediately. It looks like this cleanup operation will have to wait. Thank God. I mean, whatever. Okay, should I follow that arrow? Up there? Can I fly against these? What will happen? So mouse wheel for zooming. What would we ever do without the almighty mouse wheel? Okay, so we are seeing the distance. The objects are being depicted like probably a station, a planet, a star, and yeah. The arrow then says this is the thing they're supposed to go to. It happens to be up there, so the arrow points up also. Pretty straightforward. Or pretty gay forward, whatever you prefer. I pressed X on the thing myself without prompting. Thank you for responding to our priority message. Normally this would go through Starcom Fleet HQ, but we have an urgent situation. We've received an emergency beacon from our outpost on the other side of a quantum wormhole. They must have a critical emergency. I need you to activate the 2 nearby neutrino generators that will expand the wormhole large enough for us to get through to them. I know you haven't been briefed on this, but our support ship was damaged by debris and is en route to Merope for repairs. Any questions? No, sir. We'll activate those generators right away. I have so many questions. I'm not surprised. This project is classified for reasons I can't go into, but I can't order you to help us, so I'll tell you what I can. Should you choose to accept it? Okay. What's a quantum wormhole and where does it lead? Why the secrecy? It's a primordial wormhole that formed during our universe's inflationary epoch. Until recently, they were a theoretical solution to certain cosmological models. We believed that if any existed, they would have collapsed billions of years ago. Then we discovered this one. As for where it leads, I can't say, partly because Starcom Defense Division has classified the information, but also because I don't actually know. Why is it secrecy? The reasons for this project being classified are also classified, I'm afraid. Frankly, I think Defense Division haven't had a major project under their control in a while and it's gone to their heads. Is there anything that you can tell us? According to early research papers... You know what? I should actually... Yeah, okay, nice idea. I just couldn't pull it off. I just asked an AI, how could I possibly implement 2 different voices here? And yeah, that could be done, but I would, since I only have one screen here, I would lose track of what's currently defined, so never mind. So, according to early research papers, the wormhole may lead to a universe that was separated from ours during the early expansion of the universe. Goddammit, multiverses, I hate them. We sent Silano Station through a month ago, and they have begun studying the region. It takes a huge amount of energy to expand the wormhole large enough to send ships through, so normally we only expand it for scheduled supply runs. They do have a way to send a very low bandwidth signal through in case of emergencies, and that's what we received. I'll be able to tell you more once the wormhole is expanded and you've been given clearance. Okay, we'll get those stabilizers up and running. So the flight model is Newtonian-ish, but maybe there are some active dampers. I mean, we know that, for example, from Evocron Mercenary, where you can turn off those dampers, and then you have real Newtonian flight. X to activate. So just hover there, press X down. That's one of the stabilizers. That thing is putting out a huge amount of energy. I'm reading over 800 terawatts. And the other one? So what if I go there? I mean, terawatts sounds like lots of watts. And also watts? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Energy per time frame, yeah. I guess I have to be closer. Doesn't work, doesn't work. Doesn't work, doesn't work. Doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work. Now it works. Wormhole stabilizer. Impressive. That shockwave knocked out bridge control. I'm trying to restart our systems. I guess someone just came in. I believe we have a problem, Houston. Oh, whoops, it was me. I was trying to scroll, but I guess I did that wrong. How do I get back, man? Middle mouse button goes into this map view. And now? Like, what? Okay, stop. Is there a way for me to change the space at which this is happening? Ah yeah, how quickly crew notifications are automatically dismissed. No, that's something else. Text scaling, image distortion. Nope, there don't seem to be such settings. Oh well. Yeah, I guess I just failed some part of the story. Because I was in that map view instead of... whatever. Should I start over with this stupid video? Unknown space, enter the wormhole is the achievement. Sensors show that the warp field holding the wormhole open is collapsing. So in other words, we and that station are now pulled into a different universe, about which we know basically nothing. Gravimetric scans show the wormhole is still there, but it's collapsed down to Planck scale, aka small. I've detected a Starcom beacon on our scanners. I've marked its position in your HUD. That must be the station that Maya's commander mentioned. We should make contact with them and let them know what has happened. Okay, now let me study this for a second. Mouse wheel zoom to center. Zoom to center. So it doesn't matter where I zoom, it will just always be at the ship. Okay, it's a bit backwards, but fine. Control plus mouse wheel to zoom to cursor. Ah, okay, never mind. So we have an option here. Neat. And now Mr. Guy is talking all over the screen layout again. You can always refer back to anything I say in the ship's log. Right-click, create log entry. No, I want to view log entries. Control Alt-click, direct autopilot. Control Alt-click. So this sends the autopilot to a place. And if I do that again, it just cancels the... okay. Ah yeah, you can cancel the autopilot by just taking control yourself with WASD. So middle mouse button goes into this view, where we can zoom out as fuck. Really, that's as fuck. This is as fuck in case anyone asks you ever what that means. Tell them to buy this game. So a mouse wheel zoom to center, control mouse wheel to zoom to cursor, control click autopilot, control alt click direct autopilot. So control click is autopilot. What does that mean? Control click. Yeah, okay, fine, but what is then the difference to control alt click? Burp? Why did it first accelerate to some other place? Weird. Anyway. Control alt click direct autopilot. Right click create log entry. And while they said that it could access the log, since they're not saying how, I mean the guy, the dude, Mr. Guy, I mean just the people that talk to me, we'll just consult the settings then. Keyboard. Thrust, arrow keys also, strafe left, strafe right, doesn't work. Why? I don't have thrusters there. Interact with X, turbo left shift, right shift, toggle turbo thrust, T, toggle auto thrust. I don't have any of these, I guess. Orient to mouse, U, let's try that. I have to keep pressing that so that it happens. Interesting. And again, the same programming mistake that everybody makes. I'm back in the menu, but not where I was. I have to navigate where I wanted to be. Yeah. Orient to mouse, steer to mouse, none. If pressed, ship will automatically try to steer to mouse. There's no key for that. Let me just assign one. A weird one, just, you know, to see what happens. Nothing's happening. Oh, now something's happening. Huh. Anyway. Options. Key bindings. Fire secondary space. We didn't have that yet. Plasma autofire G. Toggle HUD. Where do I find the ship's log? Ship management is Y. Maybe that's the answer. Here we go. Log. Oops, there it is. So you can always refer back to anything I say in the ship's log. And I have even now found out how that works. Thank you very much. So what did you say? Detected Starcom beacon on our scanners, marked position, must be the station, blah blah blah. Gravimetric scans show the wormhole is still there, but collapsed plug scan. And before that, before all of that happened, what happened? Sensors show that the warp field holding the wormhole open is collapsing, and before that, what the fleck, aka what the fuck? Whoever or whatever that is just punched through Maya station like the neutronium hull was aluminum, rerouting helm control to auxiliary just a few seconds. Just a few more seconds. And before that, that shockwave knocked out bridge control. I'm trying to restart our systems. That's when the wormhole opened. Alright, what else do we have here? Cargo. Aluminum, copper, silver. We get that from asteroid mining, I believe. And it's not a grind, it's just you can take these things in stride, I believe, is what I've read. Crew. None currently. Ship systems. Hull, energy, engines, scanners, plasma cannons. Interesting that there's no display of the heat that we're having here. Maybe because we don't have that device yet that shows the heat, but I thought there was only a visualization. Anyway. Cargo spill, that one was just the initial thing. We're like, shoot at the barrels, and no, now don't, because something else came up. And then there's this. Okay, fine. In cruise mode, thrusters will stay engaged. Manually reversing direction will it disengage. Press C to engage cruise mode. Okay. Now I'm pressing U, since I've learned that points the thing to where the mouse is. Now we'll stop pressing U. Okay. Now we'll press that other key that I had assigned there. Aha, that turns off the cruise mode kind of thing, and now you're looking at the mouse then. Okay, C for cruise mode is on. U for going where the mouse is pointing. And there is a station kind of thing. So I will now control click here, which should... What just happened? Why did this open? Did I open this? I don't think so. It's a bit confusing how the interface is just throwing stuff at you without really leading you into it. Did I do this somehow, or did the game do this now? See, that's the kind of the confusion that is being introduced here. But it's no longer early access, it's mature and released for over a year now. So what do I have to do? What's happening here? Exit. Yeah, that would help. Report to operations before departure. Aha. Operations. So what do we see here? We see a date 2641, that would be the year. Then we see 888, 9 and so forth, up to 11. So the most recent entry at 11:32, which I guess is the time of the clock, is logistics. LRS reporting early wormhole burst signal, Longshipper Group 2 to docking muster. Before that was yesterday, I think. Command, post-action general debrief on Seleno mill channel. And the very oldest message says, a few days ago, research. There's another junior research opening. Apply Seleno Resgero. I don't know if these have meaning. I hope they do, because that would be cool. Report to operations before departure. Yeah, here we go. I have to click on the dude. Hey, Mr. Dude. Welcome to Seleno Station, Commander. I assume your appearance means Maya picked up our emergency beacon. And I hope... I thought you were talking about my clothes or whatever. And I hope the Explorer is just a very small tip of a much larger spear of reinforcements coming soon? Not exactly, no. That sounds ominous. Go on. Fill the Commodore in on what happened. That's very alarming. The reason we sent the emergency beacon is that recently we've come under attack by vessels of unknown origin. We're calling them Red Raiders, based on their markings for lack of any other information. Now you're telling me there's another threat that's cut us off from support. For now, there doesn't seem to be anything that can be done about Maya Station or the ship that destroyed it, but we can deal with the ships that have been attacking us. They're not terribly powerful, and Seleno's guns have kept them at bay. Docking bay? We have a research outpost under development on an inner planet. The only other support ship on this side of the wormhole is out of comms range. Given these attacks and the lack of imminent reinforcements, I need your help evacuating the staff back to the station. Can do. That's what I hoped. You need a survey lander. I've had Lieutenant Milton start making modifications to on the Explorer, see him in the shipyard, and get our people back safe. All for now. Yeah, so I guess now it gets to building the ship. As per Commodore's orders, I've gotten the Explorer a bit more combat ready, but it still needs a survey lander. Select utilities from the module category list, then select the lander. Click drag on placing the to place the lander. Okay, here we have resources. We can start a new ship. We can save the design. I will not click any of these because I don't want to try the tutorial too hard. Connectors, but this is just for menu content, right? So we can see what's there. Energy weapons, plasma, armor, half deflector, deflector, mini deflector, propulsion, engine Mark 1, lateral thruster, small wing, energy, mini battery, micro reactor, bulkheads, bulkhead, light bulkhead, connectors, basic connector. Utilities, survey lander. So, hit points 3. A surveyor craft is a small but versatile ship that allows survey teams to study planetary anomalies. Contains a mobile lab, mining equipment, and med bay. Maximum crew of 6. Why is there no music right now? Anyway, so I can now attach this somewhere. Join the module with your ship and connecting it to an open edge. The edge will turn green, showing a valid connection. How about here? So there was like welded there. Interesting. Good. The Explorer can now conduct planetary survey landings. You should feel free to experiment with different ship designs. We have a lossless reclamator, so you don't lose any resources. Just drag a module off. Motherfucker. There's no way to adjust the speed of that? Asshole. You can rotate a module prior to replacement. Some modules can be mirrored, but the survey lander is symmetric, so that won't do anything. I guess it also just explained which keys to use, but okay, we can check that in the logs then. Oh, we can't, because the actual hotkeys that were part of the message are not part of the log. Awesome. Dripping sarcasm. Just drag a module off the ship to remove or reposition it. Okay. Shipyard. So what am I supposed to do? Just expand the motherfucker? Join the module with the ship. I did so. Good, the Explorer can now conduct planetary survey. You should feel free to experiment with different ship designs. Okay. I would say, well, we add something immediately, which is propulsion. Engine Mark 1 takes aluminum and gold. Yeah, right. We need the materials. We don't have those. That's why these are grayed out, I would assume. Well, since there's apparently only very, very rarely music, allow me. Okay, well then just exit and follow the story, I guess. So what is this? Am I being guided there? Is this autopilot? What is this? I don't know what that is. Seriously, the introduction is definitely lacking when it comes to, hey, this is a new thing, I will now teach you what that is and how that works. Well, I mean, see, the thing is, I'm not complaining about them not telling you everything. I'm complaining about them telling you do the thing, but and even at some kind of pace here, and then they're not telling you how to do the thing. And what was this blue arrow kind of thing that I also had seen earlier? That's not the autopilot. This is the autopilot. Maybe if I select the target and click here. Middle mouse button, no. Control click as an autopilot. Let's turn that off. No. Ah! Okay, I will turn this off again. Why doesn't this go away? What is this blue thing here? Hostile ships detected, weapons ready. I would like to know what the blue thing is, because the blue thing is kind of visually in the way right now. Hey, I did a boom. Oh yeah, it's something that my tractor beam apparently is pulling in. Press X to dock with the station. What did he pick up? Some aluminum, I guess, some platinum. Any messages? Commander Yu, I'm counting on you to get our people back. Get it done, all for now. And Lieutenant Milton? Salutations, Commander, what can I do for you? What can you tell me about the ship that destroyed Maya Station? After reviewing your logs of the incident, I can only say that it's way more powerful than anything we could build. Maya has, or rather had, neutronium reinforced plating. By the way, this is a single developer project, I believe, so, you know, it's not a whole team behind it, I think. Maya has, or rather had, neutronium reinforced plating. Even directed antimatter should have taken longer to get through. I wanted to go to ship design. That's a pretty big topic. What area in particular? This universe seems dangerous. How do I keep my ship from being destroyed? Explain the ship's energy system. How big of a ship can I build? Any tips on planning? Anything else I need to consider? Enough about ship design. Oh, later. Research is blocked. Missions. With this current thing, since Solano has started coming under attack by unknown ships, the Commodore wants us to evacuate the outpost they established. First officer notes, evacuate the outpost on the inner planet at blah blah blah, tracked on map. Tracked. Maybe that's exactly what this blue lion ship kind of thing symbol meant. Yeah, well, I guess some kind of game flow will establish at some point once I know my way around. It's just a bit stumbly this beginning, I must say. Expect this. One aluminum is shown at the left bottom, what we're getting there. One aluminum, okay. Okay, it was telling us we are supposed to go there. And I will now click with the control click. Autopilot engaged. Let's go back to the other view. And still I don't see those blue graphics, so I really don't know what that means. It's just unexplained. It cannot be abstracted, you know? The data, there's not enough data. There's no pattern. I don't see it at least. X to scan. Press X to deploy survey team. Why is the scan result not being shown? Shouldn't there be a scan result? Let's see. Ship systems. Crew. Cargo. The cargo should be people, if I understand correctly. Log. Missions. X. X. Ah, that's the ship, the little landing module thing. Pop. Ah, the ground team is disappointed to abandon the outpost. They had been excavating the ruins of a civilization during a late period of the fallen empire. The team had just uncovered an artifact with markings similar to the great structure in space near Salerno. But they quickly and professionally evacuate the object and vital materials to the lander. Okay, let's bring them back then. Maybe I can just control click on this thing. Maybe that. Oh, that seems to work. I think it was just highlighted when I did that. The team is eager to learn more about the artifact they found. You can order an analysis from the cargo tab. I mean, what the fuck is it with non-adjustable speed for messages? When did that come in? There must be an option here. I mean, is it deaf stupid or something? Image distortion, high contrast, reticle, text scaling. Change the scaling of most textual elements. Colorblind mode. Notification dismiss. How quickly crew notifications are automatically dismissed. Well, these are not crew notifications, but okay, regardless. I will try this. Maybe it helps. Mouse steer disabled. Use mouse to steer ship can be overridden by keyboard input and autopilot. Okay. Show heading vector in combat. Ah, heading vector. That's what that is. A blue thing, maybe. Display the ship's current orientation vector. This can help with navigation, particularly during combat. Always. Let's just see if that's the thing. Aha. So that indicates then also when you're in combat. I mean, not right now, but in principle. Let's turn that off again. Or rather, I will leave it on and later experiment with it a bit more. Okay. Cargo. Artifacts. Below is a list of artifacts we have found. Select one for more details. Analyze the artifact. This device transforms geometric information from Euclidean space to an esoteric representation of warp space. Maybe a navigational device. Huh. Anything new here? What can I do for you? I want to go to the ship's design. Or what can you tell me about? What can you tell me about these Red Raiders? That Commander you dropped the ball calling them Red Raiders. We should have called them Rouge Rogues, motherfucker. Okay, obviously. But besides that, they're technologically a bit behind Starcom. I'm confident Salerno can hold them off, unless they come at us with bigger ships or with much bigger numbers. It seems unlikely they were made by whoever destroyed Maya Station. They were made by, I think they're referring to ships here. I wanted to go over ship design all for now. Shipyard. Missions. We should return the outpost crew from Salerno to evacuation and debriefing track on map. Well, I guess, was that the entire crew already? I don't know. Exit. Report to operations before departure. Okay. Oh, here we go. Well done, Ganymede. Given our shortage of Starcom vessels here, you and your ship will need to take on an outsized role for your experience, aka more than you can actually handle. Until Starcom reopens the wormhole and sends reinforcements, establishing an outpost is a lower priority than strengthening our defenses. I'm authorizing you to make full use of the resources recovered from the outpost to outfit the Explorer. I'm talking to our research chief about getting you access to the lab as well. So we're getting a bunch of aluminum, which is for the housing of the ship, I guess. Some copper, some yttrium, and some chirolite, as in biological stuff, maybe. Unless there's anything else, I'll brief you on our next moves after you've had a chance to upgrade the Explorer. I do have some questions though, I'm not surprised. I may not have answers, but I'll do my best. I'm sorry, you have to ask the right questions. Why is Why is this one world universe classified? That's a fair question. A whole new universe is a major discovery. We should want all Starcom divisions as well as the civilian sectors studying this space. There was a lot of arguing among the division heads on this topic. The final decision, as I've been informed, was that if the initial 2-year research phase didn't uncover any serious threats here, Starcom would make a general announcement and expand exploration. I suspect recent events might have changed that timeline. Well, rescue, evacuate the outpost. An achievement. So I guess that's complete now. Where do we see the missions? Aha, so reporting back to Mr. Dude was basically the thing that checked off the last thing here. Report to operation before departure. Alright. Dr. Rama. First name Pano. I'm Dr. Rama. I'm the head of Seleno's research projects. We've spent the past month studying the nearby artifact and looking for clues to its operation on nearby planets. Commander Yu has just notified me that for defense reasons we are rewriting our priorities and I'm to place my lab at your disposal. Incidentally, that's a figure of speech. You are not to break anything. I'll do my best. Why do you think I might break something? I'm sensing that you are not happy about this. Your sensors are calibrated correctly. What are you, fucking Vulcan? Given my new directives, the object uncovered has given us some research data you can put to work. If you'll meet me in the lab, I can educate you on your facilities. Will do. Research lab. Ah, there we go. This interface shows research technologies available. Use it to direct our computer's research. I recommend it. This is just stupid, Mr. Developer, sir. It is. It's too fast. And it's not adjustable? Why the fuck is it not adjustable? It's one of the easiest things to implement, man. There's no excuse here. Nope. And this is already released? I can only shake my head. I mean, the game may be awesome. I'm not saying the game is shit. I'm saying that aspect of the game is shit. Well, there's no way. Very, very disappointing. Okay, this interface shows research technologies available. Use it to direct the computer search. I recommend at least researching turbo thrust. It'll speed up your exploration significantly. So that's for the shift key that we saw in the key configuration. Yeah, research. Let's look a bit at this research tree. Bloop. 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 Okay, the most advanced stuff over here that we can see is Dreadnought hull, saucer bridge. Then next, before that, advanced logistics, before that, cruiser hull and module logistics. So that means big ass ship that you can hit other people over the head with. Then down here we have something very advanced, transionic impulse. Before that, rapid recoil recovery. That sounds a bit like weapons. Let's go to the left and we see Plasma 1. Okay, that's general plasma stuff, plasma technology, probably of usually weapons, but who knows. So what topics do we have here? Hull integrity, engines, plasma, and note engines 1. Okay, yeah, there's engines 2 right away. Okay, never mind. Topic: plasma, reactors, officer training, tractor beam splitter, universal translators, sensor calibration, and 3 question marks, and 3 question marks, and more of those question marks. Oh my god, there are lots of these question marks down here. Clicking on unknown technology. Cannot do anything here. Okay. And the mouse wheel is, once again, pretty slow. And not adjustable. God damn it. Okay, sensor calibration increases our detection range by 10%, minor boost to max viewport range. Cost 35 research points, I have 70, so nopity nope, 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 nope. So what comes after universal translators? That is already researched, and this one, you can click on it, but it's not being shown. So those things cannot be gotten. That's what that means. Seems to be equivalent. Tractor beam splitter. Allows our tractor beam system to collect 2 items at once and increase their track speed. Yeah, cost 15. Okay, that's a convenience thing that I don't quite need. Let's look for the really important shit first. Officer training has already been acquired. Our command crew oversees ship operations and carries out anomaly surveys. Then we have battle station training. Allows our crew brief surges in ship repair, particularly useful for keeping systems operational during combat. Plasma fire support. Spatial partitioning was that. Every crew member with at least one observation increases detection range by 5%. Additional skill levels on the same officer provide diminishing returns. Interesting. That's kind of like if you have a first-person game where you're climbing your tree, and then you can say, well, for every intelligence point that I have, I will also be more powerful when I shoot. Except this is spread out on the crew. Coordinated response. Resource spotters. Emergency self-stabilize. Question mark. Very questionable. This is a questionable thing. You can't do that yet. Reactors. Allows construction of mini reactors and antimatter battery storage. Chirolite recapture. Increases energy production rate by 7%. Penning cage. Increases our max energy reserves by 7%. If I take both of these, then I will have to cheat because it's more than I have. Plasma 1. Allows construction of Plasma Mark 1 turrets. Yeah, I knew that was about weapons. In other words, let's scroll to the right and click on one of these dudes. Transionic impulse. Even faster plasma bolts combined with an additional 10% fire rate. Okay. Positron coating. Increase the... well, it's too expensive. The damage per unit of energy of our plasma bolts by 15%. It seems like we have to gather a bunch of stuff out there to get research points. Turbo thrust. Let's just take that because it was suggested. Allows our engines to switch to a high energy, low efficiency burn for increased speed. Impressive. You didn't break anything. Why is the text up here for so long, I must ask? I mean, it sounds like I'm being facetious. That's the term, right? And I am, but I'm also wondering why it's so long up here. But maybe there's some minimum display time and then some text length related time. Who knows? Turbo thrust. We have that now. Research complete. Yeah. Improved handling. Increases your ship's turn responsiveness. That's actually a thing I have a gripe with. As in, I mean, I want this upgrade. Ion drives. Increases our engine's max thrust. Engines 2. More powerful engines with greater thrust per hex. So per instance of engine, I guess, huh? More powerful with greater thrust. And this is max thrust. Like max headroom, except this is not about headroom, but thrust. Thermal analysis. Allows simulation of ship's thermal generation for analysis. Anyway, let's go back to... let's just close to see what happens. Report operations before the... motherfucker. Commander you. If the Explorer is one of our only vessels in this space, you will need a full command crew for maximum efficiency and to conduct planetary surveys. Some of the team members you evacuated from the outpost have volunteered. They've been added to your crew roster, which you can review at any time. They are admittedly a bit green, but I think with some experience they'll be officer material in no time. Speaking of experience, we've detected some ship movement around a nearby gas giant. There also appears to be some activity on the surface of one of its moons. I want you to check it out. The ships are similar energy. I want you to check it out is, by the way, not quite how I expect some decorated old fart like this dude to speak, but who knows. The ships have similar energy readings as the Red Raiders, so use those resources to get the Explorer ready for combat. As in the resources that you have. Let's take a look at the crew. And while you look at the crew, I will drink from this bottle. This contains water. Sparkly, sparkly water. So what is this? Oh, we cannot see that. Command crew. And then we have symbols that express what they're good for. And we will find out over time what that is, because it would be a pretty standard thing, I guess. Xenoculture. Yeah, we can see that down here. Fine. Xenoculture. Tactics. Observation. Engineering. Biomed. Astro Science. Total 3 points 0, so currently I cannot upgrade any dude or dudette. Crew totals. Xenoculture plus 3. Ah, yeah, okay, so that's what we get. Tactics plus 3, observation plus 3, engineering plus 3, biomed plus 3, astroscience plus 3. So then let's see what these particular things mean. Xenoculture, study of alien language, culture, and thought. So that's not the Oxford comma, not a fan, but okay, fine. Officers with high xenoculture are better able to understand alien motivations, make inferences from their artifacts, and conduct negotiations. This is the most frequently used skill for insights in skill checks during anomalies and alien interactions. Tactics improves tactical skill checks and increases the likelihood of related insights during anomaly surveys, such as those involving hostile actions. Tactics officer skills also improve target selection when using plasma turrets in autofire mode, more likely to choose high threat targets, less likely to oversaturate. Unresearched plasma fire support. Every crew member with at least one tactics increases plasma turret accuracy by 10% and plasma fire rate by 5%. Additional skill levels on the same officer provide diminishing returns. Now, topic observation. Improves observation skill checks and increases the likelihood of observation insights during anomaly surveys. These include searching areas or noticing subtle details. Unresearched shared perspective. Each command crew member with at least one observation increases the maximum viewport range by 5%. Additional skill levels on the same officer dimension returns. Spatial partitioning. Every crew member with at least one observation increases detection range by 5%. Engineering. Improves engineering skill checks and increases the likelihood of engineering insights during anomaly surveys and alien interactions. These are most likely to occur while investigating alien artifacts or technology. Unresearched coordinate response. Every crew member with at least one engineering increases repair rate at 10%. Biomed. Improves skill checks and increases the likelihood of insights related to life sciences, biology, and medicine. Unresearched assisted recovery. Every crew member with at least one biomed increases battle station recovery speed by 10%. First response. Every crew member with at least one biomed has 10% chance of preventing support crew from being critically injured. Astroscience. Improves skill checks and the likelihood of insights related to planetary and astronomical sciences. Unresearched artifact spotters. Every crew with at least not just one, moderately increases the probability of finding artifact drops. Skills beyond 2 provide no additional benefit. Resource spotters. Every crew with at least one astro increases the expected value of resource drops by 15%. Okay, so much for this. Let's go to the shipyard and see what we can do here. Lots of aluminum, some copper, some yttrium, whatever that's good for. Using the fabrication of plus. Oh, that's good to know that we can make plus with that. Plus material controllers. Planning mode. Oh, that's planning mode. Let's just see what that is. Let's go to armor and just put that over here. Actually, put it over here. And then I will remove the planning mode checkbox, and then it's gone again. So that's just for playing around, not making it real. I will just pretend as if that has happened, and will then also burn through the resource, I guess. It will. So let's be in planning mode then. Ship status summary. See ship system panel for expanded details. Ship systems. Ship size, max. Okay, the ship size versus the maximum. What does that mean? 12.5, 25. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. There's way more cells here. What are we talking about? Why is there some limitation here? Is that referring possibly to the drive? If so, let's add some drive. 12.5 or 25. Can we add some propulsion? This takes gold that I don't have, and titanium here, which I also don't have. Armor. None of these I can make. Propulsion. Energy web. Okay, I guess I don't have to click here. I guess when it's highlighted like this, it means there's something here that you can possibly build. Basic connector. Utilities. Energy weapons. Is it meaningful to place this thing right here in front of the other weapon? Well, let's find out. Oh, it's showing that I cannot place that here. Why not? Because it's in the way of the plasma weapon? That may well be the case. Well, then do this. Energy weapons, I cannot make more of these. Oh, how about energy? Micro reactor. Let's build one here. Connectors, utilities, survey lander. We already have a survey lander. I think one should be enough. Okay, when I say new ship, I can select different bridges. Lloyd bridges, for example, scout bridge, cruiser bridge. Yeah. Save design. Let's just save that, just to be sure. Design. Description. Set as resource. Go. No. Save. I guess you can do this here, planning mode, build, save design, and then slowly try to live up to it, to set that as a research goal, and then you will have some HUD display that says, hey, you need some more of this stuff. Don't you want to get that stuff? Come on. Come on! Alright, so can we now exit here? Motherfucker, we can exit here. Which means, oh god. Hold left shift or turbo T to lock on off. This will speed things up. So we'll watch our energy levels though. Okay, I'm now flying, and this blue thing is just the vector. And oh, what's this? Press mouse 2 or middle mouse to toggle map view. You can get a wider view of known objects, including planets of our navigation map. Yup. So as I was trying to say, so this expresses how fast you're flying, or maybe that's just because I don't know why. So let's go to the options and turn that thing to what it was before. Show heading vector in combat. Later I might turn that off entirely, but well, I'm a noob, so I can dock here, and X is the interaction key. Terrestrial M1 unscan. Press X to scan. No anomalies detected. So anomalies are interesting, everything is just, well, there's a ball of rust and dirt, who cares? Pressing X again, nothing's happening. Alrighty. Yeah, okay, let's, I'm flying with shift now. You can see that the speed here is increasing. I don't know why there are two different speeds shown here. Speed 29, 29.1, I mean, what is this? Void effect. What? Okay. Pressing X, nothing's happening. Okay. Then let's fly over yonder. Or maybe the star. Let's fly to the star. Hello, star. Oh, you're beautiful. You're a superstar even. Nice lens flare right there. Can I fly into this thing? Apparently not. I mean, it's good, I guess. So am I excreting gas here also? I guess so. Are we getting hotter? I get the feeling that we're getting hotter. Let me just look at the ship systems. Well, it appears that I made a mistake by flying there. Not when it comes to experiences or video content, but gameplay-wise, I shouldn't have done that. So, let me just see. Can I tell the crew extinguish that, please? Because there will be so very advantages. Or maybe I should just fly back to dock. Maybe that can help me. Yeah, that's possibly the best approach. So energy 14 of 14. They said watch your energy levels when you're flying turbo mode. I don't feel like I have to watch those, though. They're just 14 of 14. Maybe because they added a reactor. That could be. Yeah, okay, let's fly home. But okay, I expected there to be something here about damage, repair, burning, whatever. Well, let's press exit then. Aha, so if you want to extinguish that ship, just fly to the station. That solves that immediately. But I didn't see any indications during flight. Okay, but I mean the tutorial isn't over yet. I'm just asking for too much at once, that's what this is. Oh, what is this stuff here that I find flying around? Can I fly against this? Boom, I can. Okay, now I'm burning. Let's connect again. And disconnect again. Ah, we're fine. It's fine. Okay, let's fly to this planet and not to the sun, because that's apparently not the best idea of all ideas I ever had today. $300, 340, 250. Now I'm kind of there. Okay. And there we see some radar outposts. Yeah, it's not... Okay, this indicates that we are already basically fighting, I guess. I wonder if this is productive. Can I scan this? The planet? No, now I scan. Aha! I did a success. Except I'm currently on fire. I wonder if this ever goes away. Hull, 75%. 76%. Well, that would suggest that maybe I just have to wait until the crew has repaired everything. And maybe the fire will vanish once we are at 100% again. The fire is just indicative of, well, the hull being damaged. Maybe. Anyway, let's send the survey team. The anomaly is a partially... Okay, planet survey. The anomaly. Why the anomaly? That apparently means that whenever the screen shows up, there is an anomaly, and now let me tell you about it. The anomaly is a partially buried ring-shaped artifact, roughly 100 meters in diameter. While technologically advanced, the structure shows signs of a design in progress, suggesting that this was an experimental device or prototype. Cadet Kepler, observation inside. The rocks and dirt nearby have undergone zero oxidation, so it was excavated quite recently. Cadet Glees observes that while the structure is much too large to transport, it has gold connectors leading to what appears to be a data storage component. If provided with power, it might be possible to access the data. And this gives us some gold. Have Cadet Glees try to access the data. It's the only thing we can select here. There's no escape, no nothing. I mean, not complaining about this, I'm just wondering... Well, okay. Aha, so some dice were rolled. I believe that's what that means. You see the diagonal lines here, that's a three-dimensional dice. Just a normal pair of dice. 6, 5. So 65 plus 10, which is whatever bonus we have, 75%. The process turns out to be surprisingly tricky. The artifact reacts to energy from the lander in unexpected ways. With careful attention, Cadet Glees is able to keep the power high enough to extract the data, but not damage the artifact or the lander. Have the team return to ship. So we have some autosave here. Plus 50 research points. That has to be read first, because that's not in the log. The data recovered from the buried ring is an exotic mathematical description of warp space, possibly a coordinate system. And now let's look at the log, and then we see that exact thing without, like I said, the message that we just got some research points. So if the developer ever wants to work on this again, I would say, give us an option to adjust the duration that the text is visible. Maybe make that duration also dynamic as to how long the text is that's in that box. Anyway, there needs to be a way to adjust that it stays longer. Then, if there was a message like 50 research points gained and so forth, that should also be part of the log here, because that's an interesting historical thing to learn, to know, to remember. Alrighty, so we are now in that game loop where we are gathering resources, research points, and hitting things over the head with a laser so that they supply us with see above. What are we looking at? This must be the artifact that Dr. Rama talked about. Whoever built it must have very advanced engineering abilities. The artifact? You mean the thing on the planet that was also round? No, I guess I'm confused. X. Nothing's happening. X again. Nothing's happening. Bonk. Oh, okay, it's not flying into it. I mean, against it. No collision. Gas giant unscanned. Oops, I missed. Well, I saw that moon right there, but the planet escaped me because, yeah, my escape velocity was so high. Some locations on the star map may require that you zoom out to see. Mouse wheel to zoom, left mouse to pan. Ah, left mouse, that's the one. I mean, the presentation is pretty neat. Again, I'm not ripping this game into asshole, I'm just trying to enjoy it, and when there's something that doesn't really work for me, then I have to say that. Unscanned. Scanning. No anomalies detected. So if I would now press X again to send the people, nothing happens because there were no anomalies. Ah, that's why it says the anomaly. Yeah, one X scans it, and if there is one time pressing the X key, if there was an anomaly, then you can press X again to send the crew, and then they will scan and do stuff and blah, and then you see a text box saying the anomaly is nem. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, fine. Fine. The scanning and research show. No more fires. Terrestrial M1, no anomalies detected. Of course, the station would be here. There we go, we have two things highlighted. Cargo, for example, where we have the alien device that we have already analyzed, and we have the radar coil device. Ah, from killing the radar thing there and picking up stuff from space with the tractor beam. An energy coil found in the debris of one of the radar ships. Analyze. 25 research points. It's a warp telemetry beacon, probably used to coordinate ship movements from a central location. Well, I'm glad that all these descriptions of what a thing seems to be are not gobbledygook, but all seem to be pretty sophisticated, or seem to make sense, logical, meaningful. Well, before I use research points, maybe, possibly, that is cool. You go in here and then it counts up so you can see the difference from last time you visited this. Operations. Dr. Panorama. I've had an opportunity to examine the object our outpost team found. Which one? The one in space? The one on the planet? As I suspected, the nearby artifact is a wormhole generator, so the one in space. The object we found allows us to communicate with... I guess that this is a story point thing. The thing on the planet was basically random. could have been something else, so obviously it doesn't occur here. As I suspected, the nearby artifacts of wormhole generated, the object we found allows us to communicate with it. The last piece of the puzzle I deduced from your team's investigation of the buried ring. Oh, the buried ring is also a plot point. Coordinates are encoded as mathematical formulae describing warp space. Knowing the particular formulae for a location acts as a kind of key. My hypothesis is that if we input this formula into the wormhole generator, it will create a wormhole to a distant point in space. Or in another universe? We, meaning you, should test this hypothesis by activating the nearby artifact and entering its wormhole. And at that point, will be another gateway we can use to return? Best case scenario, yes. Worst case, you'll end up light years away and have to check back in normal space, and I have the lab back to myself. Be sure to pack some extra food. Commodore U. The archaeological team has reported their findings to me. The nearby ring artifact that Dr. Panorama says can be used as a transport gateway was built by an entity or culture referred to as the Remnants. Their technology may aid us in reopening the wormhole from our side. In any event, it is far in advance of anything we have. Investigate the endpoint of this gateway. If you can find the source of the Red Raider ships, neutralize them if possible. But your top priority is to find any similar remnant artifacts or technology. Dr. Ramos seemed less than 100% certain that there would be a return gateway on the other side. Nonsense! Whatever her faults, she wouldn't have signed off on the mission if she thought the risks were too high. Was there anything else? Yeah, I bet there is no return gateway over there. This is the beginning of my journey, I would pretty much assume. Because now then you have a mission. Get back to here. And on the way you will gather information, and then here that will be made use of. So that's pretty neat writing, I would say. Researcher. So, compact construction increases the max size of our hull by 5 hexes. Ah, that's what that is. We have a max size of the ship. That's what that is. Sure, there was this limitation. Ship systems 25. So we can make a bigger one then. It costs 75 research points, but I only have 100. Max hull health 101 kilopascals. Energy output 4.5 gigajoules per second. Max reserves 15 gigajoules. Okay, so let's go to the shipyard and remove this microreactor and go back to the ship systems. Energy output 1.5 gigajoules per second. Max reserves 10 gigajoules per second. Yeah, so there. That's what that does. Ah, we can use another engine. What if I place that? Press A or D to rotate selection. X to mirror left or right. So this one cannot be rotated. Neither can I place it to the left side. It has to be attached like this, I guess. Lateral thrusters. Ah, you need special thrusters so that they are lateral. Bulkheads, connectors, utilities. So there's not much I can do here. I mean, more engines. Yeah, okay, let's just add an engine. Well, I removed the reactor and added an engine. Begs the question, what does that behave like when I'm now in space? I've marked the coordinates the equation points to on our map. Now let's see if the gateway will take us there. It be a long walk in normal space. Oh, what's that? Aha, okay, so that's I mean, it's pretty clear that we won't find a gateway on the other side because the other side is so close. Adventure, 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 go back. Side quest, side quest, side quest. Yeah, I want to zoom in with the mouse, so I have to hold control. Okay. Oh, look at the energy go. Aha. Well, let me just add another reactor then. I mean, the one that I had added before. Let's see how it flies then. Cannot dock, cannot dock. It's not really Newtonian, it's really slows down. Energy, micro reactor. Where can I add this? Here maybe. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 turrets here, and now a new micro reactor, which gives our ship systems. Well, the ship is now no longer 12.5 but 15 in size. I don't know how this is measured. Max hull health 109. So because the hull health hull has become bigger, I guess repair rate 0.6 hit points per second. Hull collapse 32.7 hit points. So if the hull health goes down to this, then well, goodbye ship. Energy output 4.5 gigajoules, max reserves 15, peak draw 5.7 gigajoules. In other words, if I fly fast, I will observe I cannot fly fast for long. But this is not actually the case. Aha. Friendly fire is not possible. Ha 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 ha. Okay, how do we proceed? Should I remove that drive that I have there? Now it seems like a good thing. Okay, let's just make a test. I will now remove 2 drives. How fast are we? And can we see that here even? Hull energy engines, max speed 7.1 astronomical units per second. What? You know how much that is? 1, 2. This thing is twice as big as the distance from the Sun to Earth, because that's what an astronomical unit is. Yup. That's not right, man. Something's wrong there. So I believe we can tell that fewer engines means fewer flying. Okay, let's look at the systems again. Max speed 17.3 AU, whatever that is, per seconds. Due to void effects, actual speed will between this and max void speed. Okay, Mr. Developer, little typo here. Will be between this and max void speed. I've observed myself making mistakes like those. Also, it's somehow the mind is stuttering. You already wrote the B by writing the between. That's kind of how it's being swallowed away. You're missing that you missed it. Turbo speed. Void speed. Maximum speed in deep space. Turn rate. Angular acceleration. Can we actually change the turn speed? Because that was a thing that was pissing me off. Engines here. More powerful engines. Ion drives increase your engine's max thrust. That will also be interesting, but I cannot, well, test drive this. Turbo thrust, improved handling. Increases your ship's turn responsiveness. Research. That is probably very helpful when it comes to fighting. Advanced handling, even better. Advanced void surfaces allows construction of larger void surface components for faster deep space travel. Okay, how does this fly now? Yeah, this sounds faster. So let's go to the wormhole. X. Huh. Good old. Classic. Aha, now I can choose where the fuck to go. Press X to jump. Okay, radio reaches me here and instantly so. Plus 75 research points. That gateway projected us through a space-time topology like the wormhole that pulls us into this universe. We essentially solved an equation that redefined the region. Yeah, but there was someone on board. It was not radio. Fine. We essentially solved an equation that redefined the relationship between 2 points in space. Amazing. So let's take a look at the crew. Has something changed there when it comes to abilities? And do we have some points to give? No. Total free points, 0. And they don't just gain points like this, so that's that. Cargo. Analyzed. Crew. Hey, by the way, does this contribute to mass? The gateway led to a distant region of this new universe. We should investigate the nearby sectors. Okay, I'm investigating the sectors right now. Okay, I should try not to fight all of these at once. So let's lure the dude over here, and then, well, rape him. Fuck you. You are now all dead. Why did you attack me? It's never wise. Just picked up some interesting stuff, it seems. And now just aluminum. Yeah, looking good. I mean, the hull is looking good. Energy is not too high. I mean, I must really make sure that I don't use too much while I'm fighting. What is that blue stuff here? Well, unknown. These appear to be the same ships we encountered near Seleno. Commodore Yu wants us to investigate their source. Like source code? No, okay. Scanning planets. Any anomalies here? No anomalies. And here, what's this? Terrestrial M3 unscanned. Aha. Survey in progress. The anomaly is a titanium crash sphere designed to slow and protect a small survival capsule during an emergency landing. It worked perfectly in this case, but the occupant must have sustained critical injuries prior to ejection. Plus 3 titanium. The body has forward square, plus 20 research points. The structure expands on ejection into an optimal geometry for both dissipating friction heat and absorbing impact energy. Well, I mean, it sounds pretty sciencey and important, but the thing is, it also makes sense, so kudos to the developer. The body has been reduced to little more than a skeleton by the local microfauna, so all the team is able to ascertain is that they were a biped with 2 arm-like appendages and 3 ocular cavities, aka eyes. A distress beacon stopped broadcasting some time ago, but some snippet of the message is recovered by the universal translator. Devout attack group calls to avoid retrace drone production site. Drone production site. Autosave. And let's check the cargo. Aha, nothing on board. Okay, fine. Yeah, ship is fine. We have energy and Hey, what's that stuff here? Red star and some... cancel. Left mouse button, yeah. And some foggy fog. Your gas is as good as mine. Let's take on this one then. Flinger. Flinger sounds like people who shoot energy, they fling it. No anomalies. Flinger. I guess if I fly through that thing, it will fling me. And where would it fling me? In this direction. It looks like this structure is generating a local negative Higgs field. Starcom has 50 research points. Has experimented with using this principle for long distance travel, but we haven't solved the disintegration problem. Nice, you can see the anomalies that had been there. Can I scan the star? I mean, I know I shouldn't go too close, but it's a star, dude. I have to go to the star, man. You can see the hull is decreasing. No, it's not. I'm still on fire, but that doesn't matter. So I'm currently being attacked, if I take it correctly. I don't see anything, though. So why is that vector being shown? Potential threat in range. Oh yeah, it's showing me potential threat. Well, it's showing me this message right now because it's saying here unsurveyed, aka there is an anomaly that we would have to check out, but I cannot go to that step now because a potential threat is in range. There's another flinger. Which will shove me this way, I would guess. And then here we have whatever that is. And that's an enemy. No anomalies here. And here we still have to do the survey. And there we go. Wonder if I could do 2 surveys if I send 2 of these ships or whatever. There's little of interest on this methane-choked planet. The most advanced life form is a grass-like fungus, but sometimes in the last few centuries someone fought over this wet rock, as demonstrated by a half-sunken gunship. A half-sunken gunship. While nature has stripped away many of its resources, some turrets still have their yttrium capacitors. So we have 5 yttrium now. Can I shoot at these? Nope. Okay, makes sense. No anomalies here. So I guess I have now scanned basically the entire region. Let me just be so bold as to be flung. And I will fly in from the right just to see if there's a difference. There isn't. This thing is focused to be... Whoa, this is flinging me quite far. Oh, it flings me towards the other flinger. So that's a back and forth thing. I don't object. Huh. No anomalies detected, Captain. Oh, there's some enemy, I think. I mean, you look like an enemy, so you die now. I mean, your ship is red. What do you expect? Come on, don't use red paint on your ship. You had one job to do. Pick the right color. The paint job. And, yeah. X, deploy survey team. Unsurveyed. Ah, look at this. Ah, it's another shipwreck. A century-old wreck lies smashed on the rocky desert floor, a clean hole lasered through its side. The most valuable resources have been roughly stripped, but the ship's titanium backbone joist is largely intact. Cadet Cygnus Lee. Tactics insight. Looks like a rushed smash and grab. Weapons crippled, then the boarders took the valuable resource and launched it towards this planet. There's a comma missing here. It's quite frequent actually in these texts. Probably hoped it would break up on entry and erase the evidence. Titanium. Yellow star. I have to fly into the light. No, I don't. I have to enjoy that these guys flew into the light a little bit too much. I cannot build the ship while I'm underway, right? Missions, log cargo, nope, I can. I cannot. I do not have the ability, I lack it. It's a lack of ability. Clearly the ship's a bit too big. Hey, Mr. Red Ship. Don't you want to, like, be, shot at, you know? I'm just an idea. Give me all your materials. Not the lasers, or what they shoot, just the materials. Okay? Come on, you know you want it. Man, I'm about to... but no. If we're going to regularly come under fire, I'd like to suggest battle stations training as a research priority next time we're at Selenium. Battle station training. That sounds good. I do get the impression as if these notifications that I just saw there are exactly these ones. So there is a slider for that, which I used and tested and it didn't fucking work. Or maybe it did work and just the change was so small that I didn't notice. That's possible. Or maybe it doesn't kick in the first time. Maybe you have to do it like 3-4 times and then pop, there, you know. Who knows? Yeah, the ship is currently pretty much damaged, but we're working on it. No anomalies detected. 15 research points. The core of this planet is rotating faster than the surface due to partial tidal lock. Ah, fuck my life. Fuck my fucking life. Mr. Developer, sir, that is crap. It's always constantly off-putting. Every step that you take in this game, every step, every research step. I mean, these are like kind of steps, these messages. This thing happened, that thing happened. The core of this planet, and that takes you out of it, because I mean, the text here is supposed to be the thing that propels it forward. After all, just someone spat some text in there, and I'm turning it into meaning in my head, and then the game is meaningful, even though someone just wrote something. I mean, writing is easy conceptually, you know, and that's fine. But then when that text is being ripped away from me, so the very substance that carries the game there is just being voided, and then I have to go in here and try to milk that meaning manually by revisiting that here. That's just shit, man. That's such an unnecessary friction point for the game, man. The core of this planet is rotating fast on the surface due to partial tidal lock. A liquid layer acts as lubricant. Is there some attack going on? I think I want to turn off that vector thing because it tells me that oh, wait, what? Use an autopilot target. I'll pilot the ship to the destination. Manually steering. Fuck my life. You can also set an autopilot to a specific objective from the main viewport by control. Seriously? What? Wait a second. I think I got an idea. Notification dismiss. 2 times doesn't mean 2 times duration. It means 2 times the speed. That's what that means. So that is in there. God damn it, the interface is so stupid. How quickly crew notifications are automatically dismissed. Well, still, 2 times could mean 2 times the duration, not 2 times the speed. Okay, fine. Let's go to 0.5. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, so now let's consult the log and then hopefully play the game for real. Also, I want to turn off that vector because it's a cheat. I'm always being told there's some combat when there isn't one, / when there will be one, and I should be surprised by that. Okay, so let's read the last 20 log messages. If you set an autopilot target, I'll pilot the ship to the destination. Manually steering will cancel the autopilot. You can also set an autopilot to a specific objective from the main viewport by control-clicking its icon on the edge of the screen. Aha, as we already found out. If the autopilot destination is far away, I'll try to take advantage of any known fast travel phenomena we've discovered to find the quickest route. Oh, that sounds cool. We can also always take the direct route, if you prefer. How do I prefer that? I mean, how do I make that known? So let's assume that this text speed problem has been solved. I mean, see, that's the thing. When I go here to the notification dismiss thing, I see this here, this X. Does it mean the duration? Or does it mean the speed? I think I have now found out it means the speed. But also, the actual key problem was at first, it says here how quickly crew notifications are automatically dismissed. The first people who were talking to me were not crew. They were my superiors. They were, I don't know, whoever the fuck, but not my crew. So the tooltip here is misleading. Aha. A survey. Another ship? No, it's a building, huh? This structure appears to be an intermittent used outpost with cramped living quarters and a communications array, and they were trying to imitate the thing that they built in the film Tenet. Search the structure. There's nothing really of value, but Cadet Gliese notices that the waste recycler is jammed with a magnetic memory disk. They are able to recover... They're able to recover several log messages regarding mineral transfers and one interesting entry. Expect increased raw material orders from both Nimian and Kernan factions by unintelligible. I recommend the unintelligible system. Easy access and low profile. Not well known for to other... The message is followed by what appears to be another set of gateway coordinates. Have the team return to ship. Alrighty. And let me just... Oh, what's this? Okay, this has been added to the navigation computer. I want to go here, control click here. What should happen is that this thing will now fly to the flinger where we came from, and the flinger then will fling us to where we came from. But is that happening? Yep, that is happening. I just used manual steering to abort this. Funny that it can also fly around here. Ah, yeah, okay. I mean, it was the Hishi, whatever the fuck, said that we could also take the direct route if I prefer. So I wanted to find out if that's a possibility. Not that I would have enjoyed that much. Okay, we have been flung back here. And what I will now do is I will try to use this flinger and see where we end up. And then I will use the flinger. Yep. Aha. Things are fading into perspective. Apparently there are foes here. Let's dispose of those. Dispose of the foes, okay. What might this be? Picked up fixed accelerator. Huh. So that's actually a thing that is built or that I can add to my ship. So that's a possibility too. I thought we always destroy the ships. But no, there's actually some hardware that we can pick up. Nice. Aluminum and titanium. X. No, it is. White star. A white star? You mean like Brad Pitt? Survey. More wreckage. Wreckage from a ship with the now familiar red and yellow markings is scattered across the desert floor. Desert ground, I would say. Desert floor? Besides some aluminum, the debris is mostly unremarkable. Cadet Glee's engineering insight. Based on this debris, these red ships are likely autonomous drones. Plus 26 aluminum. What I would be interested in are all these little beats that we get there on a planet, etc. Baked? Is that written, or is there some dynamics here, like procedurally generated or whatever? And if so, is it just spreading around things that have been defined before in a random way, and then you find them and information builds up and whatever? Questions, you know? This direction, because I don't want to be flung into a star. Yep. Nice space station. Would be too bad if anything happened to it. Surveyor repairs in progress. Ah, so that's what would make it useful if you had 2 surveyors. The surveyor itself is damaged. Aha, no, it's not. Interesting. Very foggy. With great difficulty, Cadet Perks pilots the lander through a blinding sandstorm. Sensors estimate whatever the signal was, double space here. That's something that can be automatically removed / automatically found. Whatever the signal was is not far. That is, if there's anything at all. In other words, the output of the text itself could clean that up on the fly. The huge amount of charged dust is wreaking havoc with the instruments. Yeah, well, when I did some writing, which I did some years ago, not so much in recent years, but okay, I also programmed some Java program that would turn that into a formatted text for output in, I don't know, ebook format or PDF or website, depending on where I would post that, and I would solve such things then also, because that can be done and makes sense. And in a way that you could say that basically this could be abstracted. In which text is that not wrong? When it's text like this one, not layouted. Sensors estimate whatever the signal was is not far. That is, if there's anything at all. The huge amount of charged dust is wreaking havoc with the instruments. Doesn't it mean on the instruments? Shifting dunes cover and uncover geologic features on an almost hourly basis. Have Cadet Perks attempt to pilot the lander to the source of the anomaly signal. Okay, that's not the right modifier, huh? Minus 30%. 40%. After nearly an hour of flight, the team is forced to set the lander down to clean out the cooling intake filters. By the time the chore is complete, the anomaly signal has disappeared. Okay, fail. That's what this is. Now let's take a look at the ship. Crew. Do we have any total free points? No. I wonder how we even get these. Maybe we have to research some stuff later. Cargo. Here we have 2 things. The fixed accelerator that I picked up from space. Analyze the artifact. Plus 30 research point. If we can find additional parts of this weapon, we'll be able to research building it ourselves. See, that's now it's nicely long on screen. That's fucking useful. So I solved that general problem. So, part of a fixed plasma weapon similar to our turrets, but designed for a fixed gun with longer range and more power. So, I would have to steer the ship in a certain way to be able to utilize this thing, but I could also then just stay out of the range of other people's fire, possibly. Okay, alien device. This device transforms, okay, fixed barrel, analyze. Part of a fixed plasma weapon similar to our turrets, but blah blah. Oh, it's very similar. Wait, what? Oh, look at this. Fixed accelerator, fixed barrel. So one of them is possibly an energy weapon? No, both are plasma weapons. Coil, barrel. Huh. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Missions. One of our priorities is to identify the source of these attack ships. The gateway led to a distant region of this universe. We should investigate nearby sectors. Okay, it's a bit late. Game is interesting. We'll definitely keep looking at this. Partly also because I accidentally played it for 4 hours without actually playing any of it. So I can't refund it. And well, it looks fun. And since I overcame that stupid interface hump there, which was definitely my stupidity a bit, but also definitely ill interface design. So yeah. Sentence. See you again next time.